Hi. So today I'll be going over a speed paint of a Kakashi shotgun face for Roblox. Now, I have a lot of people asking how the process works for drawing faces on Roblox, and the process is a little bit more different compared to other people that do faces. We do go over a sketch process, which takes about 10 minutes at most, depending on what I'm making. Now, it has been a while before I've done anything related to Kakashi, so obviously I am sketching it out before I even remotely try inking it. Because usually when I do artwork and stuff, if it's something that I've already am familiar with, then I can just do inking right away. But because Kakashi is something that I haven't done in a while, I do have to sketch that out prior before doing ink work. So as you can tell, I'm actually just inking it now after I did a primary sketch, and I will be deleting some lines, and I will make sure that the process is smooth. Afterwards, I will be grabbing a reference of the eye that I'm actually working on. So that way I can actually grab the colors that I need for input inside of the shiny gun itself. So when it comes to making Roblox faces, it can be a little tricky sometimes when it comes to what you're wanting to put on the actual face. So that way, a lot of people kind of question whether or not they put the mask on or not. You don't need to, because that'll be the modeler's job or the person who's working on the avatar work that's responsible for that. So I try not to make it super complicated for anybody, and I just work what I need to work on. But thankfully, these are just the two sets of eyes, or the two eye sockets, as you would call it, that will be placed inside of here. Once I am done lining everything on the outer lid and everything, I will go ahead and try to make the iris and the pupil and just basically the eye itself. So, as you can tell, it is a little complicated because there are these tiny miniature lines within the eye itself that you kind of have to make. Thankfully, Clip Paint Studio has a lot of brushes that utilize irises, pupils, and just basically the eye itself, which I will be using in this one. So I will be using a different layer for that, and I will be getting rid of all of that stuff and placing that in there so I don't have to draw every single individual tiny black line for the iris section. Then I will line it, then I will make those little squigglies and put them inside. Afterwards, I will start coloring the eyeball basically. So we're gonna actually construct the eye itself. So we have a white base, then we're gonna add the shading within the eye area so it looks more prominent. Usually people like to just stop at just putting the white and the color of the pupil inside and just the base color, and that's where it stops. That's usually where Naruto faces just kind of like look very plain, and that's where they just stop. I like to add extra details within the face itself so it looks a little bit more different and it pops out more. So obviously you can tell that I utilized the copy of the other eye and duplicated it. I do have to clean up the scar section because Kakashi does not have a scar on the other side and his other section is just black. So I will be just making a copy, cleaning it up, and there we go. That's the base of the face essentially. So afterwards, I will be shading it so it is popped out more so. And for this, it is recommended to definitely get a screenshot or at least a reference of Kakashi's skin color because basically you're going to be going off of shading that's dedicated from the anime. So you don't want to get the incorrect color because then if you put it on a Roblox model, which is a shade darker from what Kakashi is or a shade lighter than what Kakashi is, then it's going to throw off the eyes a little bit. So long as you can match the color from the anime as much as possible, then you should be fine. Other than that, I usually put this in Photoshop. I will enhance the colors a little bit more, and then I will test this out on Roblox Studio, and if it works, then that is the process of it. And that is how you make Kakashi on Clip Paint Studio to import into Roblox Studio. Obviously, I'm going through a process for Photoshop and everything, and thankfully it doesn't really need any enhancements, so I just leave it as that, and that is basically it. Hopefully this does give you guys a better insight on how to do Roblox faces, or at least the eyes itself. Definitely if there's other eyes that kind of like geek anybody, or if they have issues doing, just let me know. I probably have a tutorial for that. But again, it's just the process of sketch, 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 then ink, color, shade, detail. And that's the process of it. Until then, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!